Kia ora koutou katoa, ko Trevor Maxwell ahau, no Ngāti Rangi Wuiwahi me Te Arawa Whānui. Kia ora. It all began in 1977, an hour before closing. I was working in Rotorua here then, and the then Sir Peter Tapsell, as we knew him, the late Sir Peter Tapsell, came up to me and shoved a nomination form under my nose before closing time. He said, "Sign here. I'll pay for the fee and everything for council, Rotorua City Council." At the time, I said, "Oh my gosh, I know nothing about council operation." I was young at the time, 29 or 30, and he said, "No." At the time, I had my own radio program on a Sunday morning, and it was a good program in music, interviews, and various things out to the wider public before television became in vogue. And a lot of people were listening, and he said, "No, you have a wider base than just the Maori that I'm used to, growing up in a village in Awaho." So yeah, 1977, and I said, reluctantly signed it and ran away that weekend because I thought my relatives would say, "Who does he think he is?" And he was right. I got elected onto council, and even polled high at the first time. The first year, many of the experienced people on there, like John Keeney, Sir Peter Tapsell, and many others, said, "Hey, young fella, young man," when I was then, "sit there and learn as much as you can, breathe through your ears," and so I did. And I did learn a lot from them. And Johnny Lepper, of course, who's been big. And Graham Hall and I came on at the same time. And then we worked together years later when he was mayor and appointed me deputy mayor. But over the years, I started to feel as though I can make a contribution. But it was kind of tough at the time. The reason I say tough is I was the only one of Maori extraction on council for many, many terms. I get on with all people, all races, and because I was in Kapahaka doing performances, we were meeting tourists, I was meeting people from all over the world. It helped me relate, but I didn't go out to people and say, "I'm speaking for Maori here in Rotorua or Te Arawa." I can give a perspective, and hopefully it would help with the debates that were happening then. In the very first instance too, 18 months into my term on City Council, there was the amalgamation being worked through between the city and the council. And so I was part of the amalgamation, and we ended up with 26 people on the board. And John Kenny became the first mayor for what was then called the Rotorua District Council. And it was another learning curve, not only for the city, but for the rural. But then I grew up out at Awaho and Kaharoa, and so I didn't mind. There was a lot more people out there that I could relate to. I had a love for Rotorua. This is home. This is where I grew up. And at that time then I was travelling a lot overseas with Maori cultural groups doing promotions, whether it be Australia, USA, into Southeast Asia, but always coming home. Some of the projects that I'm pleased that I was part of, and that's the new Energy Event Centre, helping provide that beautiful infrastructure for our city, the Sir Howard Morrison Centre. I'm pleased with the progress that we have made, and especially joining the county and the city together. I'm a strong supporter of the Rotorua Vision to 2030, the Rotorua Way. The fact that we have successfully worked on in recent years building up the Te Arawa partnership with our boards, with Te Tato board, that we are going to have a community that we're all going to be proud of for my mokopuna. I already go to basketball matches that my young one comes in on the school bus from Rotorua Mata and go down and watch them play basketball and other things. Now, I do hope that, and we've got some big projects at the moment that we're looking at, and the LTP program, long-term plan, gave us the mandate to support projects like lake development program, including Oenamutu. The museum is, Rotorua Museum is going to be a huge one. I want to get behind the support of there. And the Sir Harold Morrison Centre with Owen Glenn already pledging $3 million towards it. The Rotorua Energy Trust, $1.5 million, and NZCT with $1 million. And that's even before going out to do fundraising properly. So I want to leave things like that for my own mokopuna and others within our district thrive, and that there be harmony between all our peoples, Maori, non-Maori. And we are an international city. We are known around the world, so it's also appreciating that we're part of a global village. For me personally, Rotorua and district, of course, I love very much, and this is home. I've acted as a frontman for many occasions because of the love of the place. And I think the motto that I often look up on our crest, and that was done by my late uncle, who was also a deputy mayor of Rotorua well before my time, Pakake Leonard. And he did the motto, Tātou, Tātou, we together. And what I want for the future for our kids and for your kids is that we do it together. We together. Tātou, tātou. Mā te atua koutou e manaki. Kia ora no tātou katoa.